This is Lacy Robertson, the hardest working woman in mortgage and real estate nationwide, and I'm here to bring you this week's report of California companies that will be laying off a significant amount of workforce, where we received and processed their notice between January 2nd and January 8th. Now, if you are new to me, before I ask you to like, share, comment on this video, subscribe to the channel, you're probably wondering, okay, you're the hardest working woman in mortgage and real estate nationwide. Why do you share this layoff information every single week? What does that have to do with mortgage and real estate? Well, I'm glad you asked. So it was many, many years ago. I was super excited. I was getting ready to purchase a piece of property. I had signed my loan documents. And if you've ever purchased a piece of property, usually once you sign your loan documents, like you're good to go, right? It's just a matter of hours that your loan will fund and it will record and you'll be deemed the new owner. So I had signed loan documents and I go back to work hours later and I find out that myself and 399 other people were getting laid off that day. No warning or nothing. You can only imagine what was going through my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, I lost my job. I cannot buy this piece of property. Like, what am I going to do? So I hurry up. I got on the phone. I called my mortgage broker at the time. I called my real estate broker at the time. I said, look, I don't have a job. I faxed them over the paperwork. I was like, can't fund this loan. And thankfully, I was able to unravel the transaction, but I didn't get my money back. What money are you talking about? I'm talking about my down payment. I'm talking about the money I spent on an appraisal fee, home inspection fee, pest, or it was called termite inspection fee at the time. Like, I didn't get that money back. So there's two main reasons why I share this information. Okay. Number one, what would you do differently if there was a possibility that you might get laid off? What would you do differently? Would you not go on that shopping spree? Would you not buy that new house or new car? Would you consolidate your bills, redo your budget, maybe refinance, right? Maybe dust off your resume and send some fillers out there for other organizations that may be hiring in your field? Would you start that new job or write that new book? What does that look like for you? Only you can answer that. But that's one reason why I share the information. I want to give you a heads up because I was caught so off guard along with 399 other people. The second reason why I share this information, and this is a big one, I want you to know you don't have to lose your house just because you lost your job or you're facing a financial hardship. Like, I literally have been helping clients for years and years lower their mortgage payment, make it more affordable so they don't have to exhaust all their savings trying to make their mortgage payment each month. So literally, if you had a loss of income due to a death, divorce, illness, injury, or layoff, it doesn't matter. I want you to know there's options available, but guess what? They're not automatic. So this is a good time I get to tell you how to get in contact with me. Best way to reach me is by dialing 714-914-7254. Again, that's 714-914-7254. You can text that number. You can call me. You can also visit my website at modifymenow.com. But the absolute best way to reach me is just pick up that phone and dial 714-914-7254. Now, before I get into this list of companies that are laying off for this, well, they're not laying off this week, but it's where we received and processed their notice that they're going to be laying off in the very, very near future. Let me share what I was able to get one of my clients. Hold on one second. Let me pull this up for you because I can show you better than I can tell you. How about that? So, where are we here? Hopefully you can see my screen. And this client had Wells Fargo. That was their that was their mortgage company. If you look over here to the right, I will highlight their previous mortgage payment was $1,225.90. They were behind on their mortgage, and I was able to come in. They had an interest rate of 4.375%. I didn't drop their interest rate, but I was able to get their mortgage payment down $232.28. What does that mean? I got their mortgage payment, including principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. If you look at the highlighted area, down to $993.62. Plus, I got a deferred balance of 43,000. You ask, what is a deferred balance? That means there was no interest accruing. They don't have to make any payments on $43,000 until the end of the loan. So some many years later, they can pay it off altogether. They can refinance just that amount, but at least they are doing well. I was able to save their home after they had experienced a loss of income. So I share that again. If you've experienced a loss of income due to a death, divorce, illness, injury, or layoff, you don't have to lose your house just because you lost your job or you're facing a financial hardship. Now, let's get into the list of companies for this week. As you know, I give you the date that the name of the company that's laying off, the date that they're laying off. I let you know if the layoff is permanent, if they're closing, which means it's permanent, or if it's temporary. I let you know those details that we do know. How many is affected, and then the location. Okay. So we have about 10 entries. It's not 10 different companies. A couple of companies or a company has multiple locations. So bear with me. We'll get through this list. It's not long this week, and so I'm glad about it. But there are quite a few people being going to be laid off in the next weeks. So here we go. Chedraui, I hope I'm saying this correctly, but it's Chedraui USA Inc. Okay. On March 7th, they are laying off permanently 115 people at 1950 South Sterling Avenue in Ontario. January 17th, Symptom X Therapeutics Inc. is laying off permanently 46 people at 151 Oyster Point Boulevard, Suite 400 in South San Francisco. You have January 15th, established 1977 Group LLC, also known as Rusty's, is closing permanently. They're laying off 38 people at 256 Santa Monica Pier in Santa Monica. You have February 20th, Safeway Inc. is laying off permanently 8 people at 6100 Hellier Avenue, number 100 in San Jose. March 8th, Republic National Distributing Company, LLC, is laying off permanently 60 people at 14402 Franklin Avenue in Tustin. You have March 28th. The next and final entries for this week is for Kohl's, the department store. So March 28th, Kohl's is closing permanently, laying off 690 people at 825 East Central Avenue in San Bernardino. You have March 31st, Kohl's is closing permanently, laying off 60 people at 4525 Rosewood Drive in Pleasanton. March 31st, Kohl's is laying off 58 people at 8739 South Sepulveda Boulevard in Westchester. March 31st, Kohl's closing permanently, laying off 62 people at 1896 Arden Way in Sacramento. Last but not least, March 31st, Kohl's closing permanently, laying off 59 people at 5505 Balboa Avenue in San Diego. So that's the end of this week's list of California companies that will be laying off a significant amount of workforce, where we received and processed their notice between January 2nd and January 8th. Now, remember, if you've experienced a loss of income due to a death, divorce, illness, injury, or layoff, and because I'm in California, even though I help people all over the nation, because you're in California and we are experiencing fires, okay, that you may have lost your job. You may have experienced a loss of income. You qualify, right? Some of you guys have perhaps lost your homes. Reach out to me. I am a homeowner advocate, period. I'm a homeowner advocate. Yes, I help people sell property. I help people buy property. I help people finance property. I help people refinance property. But when life deals them lemons, I help them make lemonade by helping them avoid foreclosure by any means necessary. I help them hold on to their homes. I help them rebuild, have the right information and the different programs out there. So you definitely want to reach out to me. So I'm Lacy Robertson, the hardest working woman in mortgage and real estate nationwide. I look forward to working with you and for you. And until then, have a blessed day. Bye-bye.